Welcome back to our Thursday Masterclass. Chef Chart, Patty Monroe as our guest today. Are you looking forward to this next sweet deal?
Oh, absolutely. Are you a sweet tooth?
I'm more of a savoury type person.
Savoury. Okay, well, I'll compensate with a serious sweet tooth. How about that, you know? We can do a bit of sharing here.
I'm spicy.
Oh, spicy and all things nice. I love it. Oh.
I like the sound of that too. Now this winter, get all your healthy fruits and cereals in one snack and have it for breakfast, lunch or supper. Yes, we're talking about Clover Fruits of the forest with cereals. Or why not transform some baked apples into decadent, crunchy apples?
Oh. I love the sound of that. It's like sort of comfort kind of food.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to get on with just sort of grating some butter in here.
Right,
I'm creating the crunchy topping.
Grating butter. I mean, Dumi and Patty on that side, as you do start, what's in front of you? I've never heard of grating butter, but let's keep it pushing.
But listen, I've got the apples that I'm coring right now. All I've done is I've cut them in half because they're, in essence, going to be the base of our apple crisp today. So what I'm doing is I've cut them in half, removing the pips on this, the inside, the seeds and all of that, the core. And then what we're then going to do is Patty is juicing some lemon for me, and I'm going to just put that over the apples. And then Chef, what he's actually doing is making the crisp or the crumble that's going to go on top. And that butter actually gets brushed on before all of this goes into the oven.
Now, I've got a question. It is really, really cold in South Africa. And it's so difficult to get your butter room temperature. Do you think that this could be an easy cheat to kind of break apart the butter to help it get a little softer?
Well, you not really want to softness here. So actually I've got, basically frozen butter, or, cold butter.
Wow.
And because I want to grate it, if you use actually, you can just imagine the butter's just going to melt in your hands. But the reason why we want this is when, this goes on the top end and it goes into the oven, butter's very soft anyway, and it just melts very quickly. But I want to start coating the flour. I was talking on Tuesday again, the chemical reactions of things, happening in the baking or the cooking process. And that's really important. So I don't want to have soft, pliable butter. I want it actually quite hard, which I'm then going to put into my flour mixture as well. So that's why it is cold butter today, like really cold.
So it's actually quite the opposite of what I assumed it would be. And I also love the fact here that I'm learning. I would assume that because it being warm, it helps it crumble more, but it's actually quite the opposite. You need the harder the better.
I need this hard butter because it needs to hold its shape, and it needs to, otherwise the butter's going to disappear and I'm left with the actual flour, where I want it to sort of all be incorporated into the actual crumble topping.
Beautiful. And on my side, I've just been zesting a lemon peel. Just here, I'm going to put that in here. But Dumi, you also put, and Chef, you've got some butter in front of me.
Yes. So, Pali, all I need you to do is to cream the butter and the lemon together, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to already get started with our apples here that are going into the oven to bake. I'm pouring a bit of water into the tray here because what we want to do is want to create some sort of steam for the apple to bake in the oven. But I'm pouring the lemon juice that Patty just juiced for us onto the apples because we also don't want to, we don't want them to oxidize. We want that beautiful bright color. And these go into the oven to bake, Balisa, at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes, or it can be less because the whole idea in essence is just to get them nice and soft but still cool enough or still firm enough for us to put that filling that Chef is making. And then that butter mixture that you're making is actually what I need now to put them before Chef puts his crumble on top of the apples.
So here, look, we're talking about, you want to resemble, it's like breadcrumbs. Yeah, that's a topping, really important. Any sort of crumbling topping you can do is resembling breadcrumbs is a great one. And you've got that as well to go. And then some spice. Patty, come on, what kind of spice do you are? What spice would describe you?
Definitely some cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Well, I've just popped cinnamon into here.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of me in the breadcrumbs over there. What else?
You're like a warm, spicy kind of girl, right?
White herbs as well. Definitely, I'm a sage. Throw some sage in there as well.
Interesting. Well, the nice thing about that, other spices, I've got star anise could go into here as well. So I was talking about warm spices, the cinnamon, you got the nutmeg, so you can really chop and change at home with whatever you decide to actually, incorporate into there. So think of warm spices like that. I think cinnamon is a great one.
Oh, that goes so much.
There's lots of story about cinnamon, isn't there?
I mean, all this talk about food has got me ready to snack. So, Dumi, please, may you definitely pass me some Clover Fruits of the Forest, honey. What I'm so obsessed about for this Fruits of the Forest is that, number one, it comes in 6-pack, it comes in 175 grams, and of course it comes in the 1 kg, the big mama. This is essentially me every single morning. I love to take a good dollop of it because if you do not know, now you know. It's a source of 10 vitamins, which is absolutely perfect. And specifically in this Fruits of the Forest snack, it's got some strawberries, but you can enjoy it with some crunchy fruit, some oats, granola, sunflower seeds. The sky's the limit.
Definitely, Bali. And that sky that we're talking about is not in the oven right now. What we're putting in the oven is our apples that are going to bake beautifully to this great crispy texture. In fact, can I have my Fruits of the Forest back, Bali? Because I want to put some of that indulgence in here. Because this is what we're doing. Because our Fruits of the Forest has that granola, we've also made sure to put some muesli and granola on our apples for the texture and for the flavor. So those flavors pair perfectly with our apple that we've got here. It's got oats in there, like you said, source of vitamins, minerals. It's really perfect. I don't know if you want to try, Mama.
I would love to.
Okay,
have a little bit.
Chef, this seems like a pretty easy
you.
recipe, and I love the fact that the apples are the dishes. Talk about a one-pot wonder.
Absolutely. The apple can be a cradle, but think of nectarines, think of peaches. There's so many other fruits you can really take and actually put that crumble on. Even our good old banana. You know, you can put that onto a baking tray, topping on there, and then a good dollop of yogurt, and I tell you, sorted.
Sorted. I mean, Patty, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for something sweet. Wow, I'd never give that mark, but this one, really close.
Now, if you want to get that recipe, just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Fruits of the Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover.
I'm ready for some savoriness. I mean, Patty was saying 10 out of 10 for a sweet treat. Let's have the same score be replicated in a savory dish. So what are we going to be making coming up?
Oh.
We're making a lamb boyki balance. I think there's a perfect balance here of sweet and sour. We've got 2 for sweet, 2 for salty. So we're doing our lamb boyki after this.
Oh,
I think I'm on the fence here now with this after this eating.
I'll catch you for more cooking coming up.